Welcome back to Financial Fundamentals, where we break down money concepts so they actually make sense. Today, we are talking about something that has probably happened to you or someone you know. You open your bank app, you scroll through your transactions, and you see a charge that makes you stop and say, "Wait, what is that? Where did that come from? I did not buy that." And then you just kind of stare at it, not sure if you should panic, call someone, or just hope it goes away. Today, by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly what to do when that happens. And more importantly, you are going to understand why these weird charges show up in the first place. That knowledge alone could save you hundreds of dollars. Let's get into it. So first, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a tiny charge on your account, like $1 and some change, and just kind of ignored it? Maybe you thought it was a rounding error. Maybe you figured it was too small to bother with. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you. Because that small, weird, confusing charge might actually be the most important warning sign your bank account ever sends you. Here's why this matters in real life. Scam losses in the United States cost everyday consumers billions of dollars every single year. Billions, not big corporations. Regular people. People buying groceries, paying rent, working jobs they need. And a lot of the time, the first signal something is wrong is exactly that. A weird little charge you cannot explain. The problem is, most people do not know what to do with it. And waiting too long or doing the wrong thing can seriously limit your ability to get your money back. We're going to fix that today. Alright, let me break this down in a way that actually makes sense. Most weird or confusing charges fall into one of three buckets. Think of it like sorting your laundry. You have got darks, lights, and delicates. Here, you have got bucket 1, bucket 2, and bucket 3. Let me walk you through each one. Bucket 1, this is called a card testing charge. Here's what that means in plain English. When a thief gets hold of a stolen card number, maybe they bought it from some shady corner of the internet, they do not immediately go try to buy a big screen TV. That would be obvious. Instead, they run a tiny charge first, like $1 or $1.20 or $4.56, something so small you might not even notice it. Think of it like a thief jiggling your doorknob before they actually try to break in. They are just checking if the key works. If that tiny charge goes through without getting flagged, they know the card is live. And then, usually within a day or two, they come back for the big purchase. A $400 charge, an $800 charge, whatever they can get before you catch it. So here is the key thing to understand. That small, weird charge is not the crime, it is the warning shot. And if you treat it like the warning it is, you can stop the big one from ever happening. Bucket 2. This is the social engineering scam. Social engineering, let me define that really quick. It just means a scammer tricks you psychologically instead of breaking into your account by force. They get you to open the door yourself. And the way they do that is by piggybacking on things you already trust or are already excited about. Here's a real-world example. You might remember when Squid Game came out on Netflix. It was everywhere. Over 142 million households watched it in the first 4 weeks. It was all anyone was talking about. Well, scammers noticed that too. They started sending phishing emails, fake messages designed to look real, pretending to be from Netflix or related to the show. They built fake streaming sites, they created fake cryptocurrency tokens using the Squid Game name. And people clicked because the thing felt familiar, it felt tied to something real and popular. That is the playbook. Whatever is going viral right now, a show, a celebrity, a news event, scammers rent that attention. They slip into it and use the excitement to lower your guard. So if you ever see a charge with a name that sounds like something popular, something trending, something you kind of recognize but not quite, that recognition is the trap. Bucket 3. This one is actually less scary. Sometimes a weird charge is just a real, legitimate charge with a confusing name. Here's what I mean. Have you ever paid for something through a parent company you had never heard of? Like you signed up for some small app, but the charge on your statement says the name of the bigger company that owns it. Totally legitimate, just confusing. The descriptor, that is just the label that shows up on your statement, sometimes does not match the brand you recognize. It is annoying, but it is real. The point is, weird does not automatically mean fraud, but it does always mean investigate. Okay, let's pause for a second. So far we have covered 3 types of weird charges. Card testing, where a scammer runs a tiny charge to see if your card works. Social engineering, where they use something trending to trick you into clicking or signing up. And confusing but legitimate billing names. Does that make sense? Good. Let's keep going because here's where it gets really important. What do you actually do when you see something weird? Step 1. Do not call the number on the statement. I want to say that again. Do not call the number on your bank statement next to the weird charge. Why? Because scammers actually plant fake customer service numbers. They design the charge to look like something you would Google. And when you Google it, their fake number comes up. You call, you think you are talking to your bank, and then they ask you to verify your account information. And now they have everything they need. Instead, call the number on the back of your debit or credit card. That is your bank's real number. Always start there. Step 2. Pay attention to timing. And this is where the rules really matter, so stay with me. Here's the thing about getting your money back. It depends a lot on how you paid and how fast you report it. Let me walk through this slowly. If you paid with a credit card, you have what is called the Fair Credit Billing Act protecting you. Fair Credit Billing Act. Just think of it as the rule book that says credit card companies have to take disputes seriously. In most cases, your maximum liability, meaning the most you would ever have to pay out of your own pocket for fraud, is $50. And honestly, most banks make it $0. Credit cards are the strongest protection you have. Debit cards are a different story. Debit cards are covered by something called Regulation E. Just think of that as the debit card rulebook. But here's where it gets real. If you report fraud within 2 business days, your max out of pocket is $50. But if you wait between 2 and 60 days, that jumps to $500. And if you wait even longer than that, you could be on the hook for everything. All of it, gone. So with debit cards, time is literally money. The clock starts ticking the moment the fraud happens. And then there are wire transfers and peer-to-peer apps. Apps like Zelle. These have the weakest protections of all. In many cases, once that money moves, it is extremely difficult to recover. That does not mean never use them. It just means know what you are using. Use credit cards when you can for purchases you are not 100% sure about. Now let me walk you through an example. Nice and slow. Let's say you are scrolling your bank app and you see a charge for $1.20 from something called Squid Play Netflix support. This is an example, not a real charge you should expect to see, but walk through it with me. Your brain does a quick scan. Netflix, Squid Game, that kind of sounds familiar. And that familiarity is exactly what a scammer is counting on. Now you have 3 possibilities. 1. A card tester ran that charge to see if your card is active. If it cleared, a much bigger charge is probably coming in the next day or 2. 2. You click something, maybe a free episode link, and got signed up for a shady subscription that started at $1.20 and is about to re-bill you at $60 a month. 3. It is actually a real Netflix-related charge with a confusing billing descriptor. Here is the thing, it does not matter which one it is yet. The response is the same. Call the number on the back of your card. Tell them you see a charge you do not recognize. Ask them to verify whether it is legitimate. If it is not, report it immediately. Do not wait until tomorrow. Do not wait until the weekend, because if it is fraud on a debit card, those 2 business days go fast. Alright, before we wrap up, I want you to think for a second. What is the one thing from today that surprised you most? Was it the card testing thing, the fact that a dollar charge could be a warning sign for a $400 charge coming, or maybe it was the difference between debit and credit protection, or the thing about not Googling the phone number? Whatever it was, hold on to that. That is your takeaway. Let's do a quick final recap. Weird charges fall into 3 buckets. Card testing, social engineering tied to something trending, or legitimate but confusing billing names. Small charges are the warning, not just the crime. Treat a dollar charge seriously. Never call the number on the statement. Always call the number on the back of your card. Report fast, especially on debit. 2 business days is the line between $50 and $500. Credit cards give you the strongest legal protection. Peer-to-peer apps and wire transfers give you the least. And remember, being confused by a weird charge does not mean you are bad with money. It means you are paying attention. Most people never even look at their statements. The fact that you notice something weird, and now you know what to do about it, puts you way ahead. If this helped you today, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need this stuff. And if you have a friend or a family member who has ever been confused by a weird charge, share this with them. That is the whole reason Financial Fundamentals exists, to make this stuff make sense for real people. And if there is a money concept you have always been confused about, anything at all, drop it in the comments. We go through every comment, and it might become the next video. You are already doing something most people never bother to do. You are learning, and that matters. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Markets and investments carry risk, including the possible loss of principal. Always do your own research and consult a licensed financial professional before making investment, tax, or money decisions.